Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing my favorites with you guys, and I'm going to be talking about fragrance. I'm going to be talking about a little bit of makeup and skincare, which is what I tend to do. I just share all of the products that I have been really loving for the month. I love to share discoveries or products that worked really good throughout the month for me. So with that said, let's jump right into today's video. I'm going to start off with makeup this time, which I don't have a lot to show you guys. So I'm going to do that first, and then we're going to go into the fragrances. And I know that's what you guys love the most, but I just wanted to share the makeup first this time. So I have really been loving some foundations, and only thing I will say about these is that now that it's getting really cold, I have struggled a little bit with my skin getting very dry. So I love the coverage that these foundations give though. I have been using these a lot this month. So if you have been watching like my shorts or my reels on Instagram with makeup, these popped up a lot. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I have really been loving this foundation. I love this one because it just blends into the skin and it feels very light on the skin. I do love the finish of it. It's not too dewy. It's not extremely matte either. And it feels like skin. It looks like skin. And the match of this color is perfect for me. So I have really been loving this one. Another one that I have really been enjoying, I do have to use less of this one because the coverage is insane. It gives you like a very diffused look to the skin, really helps with like blurring out the pores. I noticed when I used these two foundations in my shorts that my skin just looked airbrushed. It looked poreless. It looked matte, but not super dry. So the first one is the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. I have really been loving this one. So I forgot to mention, in the Makeup Forever one, I am in the shade 1N14. In the Hourglass, I got the shade 7. It matches pretty good. This one's a little bit more towards the yellow side, but I made it work. And I do love how poreless and beautiful this makes your skin look. So that's the other foundation I've been loving. And then last but not least is my NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. And this one I use in the shade Punjab, which is medium 1. And this foundation is no joke. But what I like about it is I have very dry skin, so a lot of super matte foundations tend to kind of look very cakey on me. They kind of like settle into smile lines or expression lines or whatever it would be. And I feel like these that I mentioned, all of them, this is definitely the most full coverage one out of the three, but they just look really nice on the skin. And this one is a great matte foundation even if you have dry skin. Now, it all depends how you are prepping your skin. So if I go in with like too much of a blurring primer or something that's too mattifying, my skin's definitely going to look horrible. So that brings me to this next product, which is what I have been using the past few times that I've been doing my makeup. I have been loving the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops right before my foundation. I feel like this gives me the perfect amount of hydration and just makes the skin look so plump and beautiful right before applying your makeup. So I definitely recommend this if you have dry skin or if you have like dehydrated skin and you want to give your skin like a dewy, very healthy glow before going in with foundation. And all of those foundations went so great over this, so this doesn't break up my foundation. I do make sure that this settles into the skin before I go in with foundation, but I definitely love these. I have given this a good dent because I've just been loving the way that this preps my skin and it just makes the foundation look like my skin. For concealer, oh my god, out of all of the concealers that I was using last month, this one is it. Like, this one is so good. It's not a new release or anything, but since I was playing with it, I realized just how good it is. And this is by Huda Beauty. This is the Full Filter Concealer. Oh my god, this is such a good concealer. The coverage is out of this world. It's like a full coverage concealer. The applicator is really nice. It's like a thick applicator. What I like about this concealer is that the times that I wore it last month, it did not I barely got any creasing, and it gave me really, really good coverage. So I definitely recommend this if you like, I would say medium to full coverage in your concealer. It works great for those days where you don't even want to wear foundation either. You just want to wear some concealer and put maybe a little powder on top. I was doing that as well with this month, and it worked great for all of that. Settles really nice into the under eye area, and when you powder it, it just looks very smooth, really, really nice. So I've been loving this one. For eyeshadow palettes, I have two. I have the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge eyeshadow palette, which I have only done one look so far with, but I just had to mention it in my favorites because you guys, the texture of these eyeshadows are to die for. They are so beautiful. I just posted on Instagram the look that I did with these eyeshadows. Let me get it closer so you guys can really get a good look at it. This shade right here, out of this world. It is so beautiful. It has like little, almost like lilac reflex in there, and it looks so beautiful. Look at that. I'm dying to do a more like classic look with these shades over here, so that's probably gonna be the next thing that I use this palette for. I do love to do different looks with palettes, and you're gonna be seeing a few more looks coming from this palette right here. But I really did enjoy using this palette. The formula is amazing and I definitely recommend it. And today I used this palette and I was like, I'm just gonna include it in my favorites because the way that these eyeshadows went on. This is the Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palette, and this is the Bijou Brilliance Bronze Ecstasy. So this just brings 5 eyeshadows, but I swear just for the shade alone right here, it is just so worth it. But I actually used 2 from this palette. I used this darker brown, and then this is what's on my eyelids, but it is so shimmery. I don't know if the lighting is going to catch the shimmers in this look, but it's like a bronzy shimmery look and I love it. The eyeshadow formula is blended like butter. I didn't have to work too much. They're super pigmented, buttery, soft, smooth, great palette. For skin, I have 2 products that I really wanted to talk about. I had never tried the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. This is literally like a little sample size that you get from Sephora, but I had to mention it as well because this is so good. I struggle with cleansing balms because of like that film that they leave. Like they might get your makeup off, but it always feels like there's something left, or it won't really take everything off as good. I like to feel squeaky clean when I take my makeup off, and this helps me feel this way. I scoop out a little bit of this product, so let me show you how it looks inside. It is like a balm, very soft to scoop it out. I take just a little bit, rub it in between my fingers. I don't wet my skin. I literally have my makeup on. I start working it into my face. It just starts melting away all of the makeup. All the eyeshadows will take away eyeliner and mascara and eyelash glue and my lip products. It just takes everything away, and then I just either wipe it down with a magic eraser or like the little towelettes that they sell. I'll wet that with water and just wipe away all the makeup, and it really does a great job at removing makeup. And then for these really dry skin days, because I forgot how, I mean, I was a little girl when I left Chicago, and I have lived in pretty humid places after that. I lived in Florida, lived in Puerto Rico, so I thought my skin was dry, but now that I think back, it was probably just more normal because I'm going through dryness now. I will put on like moisturizers that used to work perfect for me, wake up in the morning and my skin just feels like I haven't been moisturizing it. It doesn't have like a glow to it. A few months ago, I got to a great place in my skincare, and then now these like really cold days, because we've been having weather like in the 20s and 30s, my skin just feels very irritated. It feels very like dry and raw. So I listened to you guys and I got myself some Aquaphor. I got this small one, but I think I'm gonna go get the tub of it. And for the past few nights, I have been doing the same skincare that I have talked about in the past few monthly favorites, but I have been adding this, like a thin layer of this over my face every night. And today when I did my makeup, I noticed a huge difference. It's only been a week since I've been doing that, but this has really been helping me with my dry skin on my face. So that is it for beauty and skincare and all of that. Let's move on to fragrance now. If you guys watch my perfume diaries, I go so into detail in those videos about my experience with the fragrances, and I kind of rank them. So I'm not going to go deep into details about these fragrances. It's just going to be me letting you know what my favorite fragrances were. And then if you would like a more in-depth review on them, go check out my perfume diaries, perfume tray update videos. That's where I really go into like the notes and what I like about them and their performance. But these are the fragrances that I have really been loving. So I've really been enjoying the Fleur Vanilla Skin Body Mist. Only complaint is that it does not last long, so that is the only bad thing about this. But then again, it is a body mist, so I don't expect it to perform super crazy. But this one kind of reminds me of Apple Love from Ellis Brooklyn, so I think that they would pair together beautifully. I have not layered them together yet, but I plan to see if it helps with the longevity of Apple Love. But this also has an apple note in here, so I think that's why they kind of remind me of each other. But this smells so good. It's like a different type of vanilla body mist. It doesn't smell like all of the other vanilla mist. This one does have like this sexiness to it, along with that apple that gives it a little bit of a juicy vibe to that vanilla. So as you can see, there is a dent going on in here already, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a very small dent, but I just have had this for maybe like a month or less. Now going on to the one that I just mentioned, Ellis Brooklyn Apple Love. I'm going to share my favorite layering combo that I did with this perfume. It's intoxicating, it's beautiful, it helps the longevity of this one. I have been mixing Ellis Brooklyn Apple Love with the Namat Vanilla Musk Oil. Oh my god, try these two together if you have them. This is so good. So this right here is like a sugary musky vanilla oil, and I put this all over, like a little bit on my neck, on my wrist, on my arms, the back of my neck, and then I sprayed this Apple Love on top. Oh my god, beautiful combo. It helped to make this one a little bit more, to perform a little bit better. I picked up the scent a little bit more. This travel size is pretty much up to here because I've just been loving this so much. This is like a musky apple vanilla sugary fragrance. If you have apple fragrances, I feel like this one is one that's easy to add on to that collection because it is more, it's a little unique. It's not the same as other apple fragrances that I own. So I'm really loving this one, and I'm thinking about adding a full size to my collection. Only thing that I would complain about with that one is the performance, but it has gotten a little bit better over time. Next up is my Thanksgiving combo, which I did talk about in my update. I just couldn't stop myself from wearing Killian's Angel Share for Thanksgiving, so I love this one. Now this is not a fragrance that I pick up all the time because this is a strong fragrance, so I only do 2 sprays of this, and that's plenty. I will pick up the scent as I'm wearing it. It will project. I know everyone is different. There's people who wear this fragrance and they bathe themselves in it. Me, myself, I cannot imagine doing that because it would just be way too much. I feel like this one on me, if I go past 3 sprays, which I have done before, I will nearly suffocate myself, especially if you're in like a car or something like that. It gets very strong. This is, I think, the 3rd year that I have this fragrance, so it has gotten even stronger. So I wanted something to kind of sweeten it up. I wanted it to give like that true coquito vibes, which I talked to you guys about. And I literally think that I found the combo that makes me feel like I smell like coquito. I made some coquito. I'm going to be sharing that in a vlog soon. And I paired it with by Rosie Jane Dulce, and this combo right here, so good. So good. This is the fragrance that I'm starting to learn I don't wear it by itself because it is very thick. It's like when you're making flan or when you're making tres leches or coquito and you're adding all of those milks in there, and it's just very sweet, like vanilla extract and those types of desserts. I feel like that's what this reminds me of. So I don't literally want to smell that literal to a dessert, but when you mix it into something that's like woody and boozy and spicy, beautiful. My clothes that I went to wash after Thanksgiving smelled intoxicating. And that was literally like 4 days later when I went to go wash my clothes. It smelled so good. So this combo right here, definitely recommend you try it out, especially if you like a gourmand, spicy, sweet combination. Like, so good. So good. Next up, I have really been enjoying Nirvana Bourbon from Elizabeth and James. Beautiful vanilla woody fragrance. I feel like this is definitely a sophisticated fragrance. A mix of vanilla and wood. Might be boring to some people, but honestly, I feel like the longer it sits on my skin, it develops more, it gets sweeter, it gets more interesting, it lasts a really long time. The performance is amazing, and I definitely recommend it. I know this one is one that you can still find at like discount websites or Marshall's, TJ Maxx, so really, really good fragrance. This one I wasn't completely sure about, but I did really, really like it, and just the more I smell this fragrance, the more in love I am. Just wow, it's so good. This is Van Cleef & Arpels Bois d'Or. I talked about this one in my first update of the month, and this is just the perfect watch a movie, get cozy, be at home on a fall day, make some desserts, relax, get yourself some wine, and enjoy the way that this smells on you. You can definitely wear this on a date, you can wear it to go out, but the vibes that this makes on a cozy fall day, must have. Especially if you love your almondy scent, smooth, a little powdery. It's just a cozy scent. Such a good one. I definitely recommend this one. I've been loving it so much. I really gave my Giorgio Armani Si Fiori some love this month as well. So this is another favorite. Flirty, feminine, just flirty and beautiful and almost romantic, smooth, almost like tonic type of fragrance. Very unique. And if you love the Yara fragrance, I feel like they're similar. So if you didn't get a chance to get your hands on this one, which I never mentioned that before because I thought that my nose was just playing tricks on me, and then I had someone in the comments section that got the same similarity. I feel like this is very, very similar to Yara. They're not exact dupes, but they fall under kind of like the same vibe. I feel like Yara is just a bit more musky. This one has a little bit more of a thicker, creamier vibe to it, but so good. Then I have also been loving my fragrances that I just couldn't shut up about. My Dead Cool Taunt, which is like an ambery vanilla, perfect for like, I wore this to go to like orthodontist appointments, doctor's appointments, just running errands. Has a pretty good dent on it because I feel like this one's just great to just pick it up and go on a fall day. And the same goes for Pinrose Secret Genius. This is more heavy on the caramel, the chocolate. It's definitely more gourmand, but it does also have a bit of a woody touch as well. Those are so good. And then my last perfume favorite is Jimmy Choo Illicit, which I was so close to decluttering. I don't know what the heck was wrong with me. So this one's definitely one that I only wear fall and winter because I tried to wear it end of summer and that was not a good idea. This is definitely great for cold weather. It opens up a little bit fresh, ginger, spicy, and then it starts drying down into like that caramel, thick, honey, sweet type of scent. Very, very sexy, intoxicating perfume. So those are my favorites for the month of November. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you love any of the products that I talked about, if you want to share any favorites that you have found this month. I cannot wait to read your comments. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next one.